of inability of small amounts of credit to generate employment. Normally, if you see the economic argument, they would say, what can a person do with 80,000 rupees? How many jobs can he create? Because we look at that through the prism of our own incomes and our own backgrounds. So the first thing is the person who's getting that loan under, let's say, a Mudra Yojana is not a destitute. It's a commercially weighted loan. The person has a business or wants to start a new business for which he needs some capital help. Typically, these people would be doing very capital intensive, not doing capital intensive businesses at all. They are doing very labor intensive businesses, and we have got today 80 case studies to show what kind of businesses these are that are very viable and feasible in that small of amount of money. Most of the economists and surveys in India do not understand how microfinance works, how small credit works, and why they do not understand this is they have never bothered to leave their air-conditioned offices and their computer screens. What Excel tells them is growth. What is happening in the village is not growth. So we have been able to capture that, and we are capturing that since the year 2000. We haven't started capturing it now. We do have thousands of case studies, out of which for this video we recently did a study of Bandhan ecosystem across 4 states. Bandhan is one of the microfinance focused banks, and we have from 4 states we have captured how small amounts of credit is enabling business. Now, there were some limitations. The biggest success of Digital India is the cross-sectoral gig economy. Everyone is, because you go outside, you will be swarmed by Swiggy, Zomato, Urban Clap, this, that, and the other. Now, are these unemployed guys? They are not. But what is the way of counting all of this? We see this employment all around us, but since we can't count it, we ignore it. We have referred only to the government published data and dashboards. There may be a small amount of duplication if it is there in the government data. All multipliers used are backed on direct field research by Skoch and qualitative interviews and have been vetted by stakeholders from multiple domains that are a part of a working group that have looked at this report. Huge investments have gone into infrastructure under the Modi government. Infrastructure capex is known to be job generative. While this impact in India is significant, at this juncture it is not feasible for us to quantify it because simply it is not my subject. So I have only limited my comments to the subject that I have dealt with for 20 years. So let's come to employment generative impact of credit linkage. We have taken into account all new loan accounts added in a year. Employment per account has been taken at 0.66, which is the same multiplier which we have used in our earlier reports. In fact, it's a little lower than that. The multipliers on the conservative side, as our field research of loan accounts of Bandhan Bank and direct beneficiary interviews across 4 states have shown a multiplier of 1.4 jobs per loan. The field visits have also shown that microloans are being used to generate employment that is steady and sustainable, and we can show you a lot of case study films on that. Out of the 80 documented case studies of borrowers that have taken multiple loans, so it's not that these guys are taking one loan. While we have taken only a new loan account, one person is taking first loan, paying that back, taking second loan, third loan, fourth loan. So in Bandhan's case, they have taken loans as many as 6 times or more. So they are growing the business and they are growing the employment. But as I said that we have taken into account only the new loan data. It makes it an average of 85,000 rupees to generate one credit linked employment. This is down from rupees 90,000 in 2017, which was there in our last Mudra report. And all of this tends to be labor intensive employment. Now coming to job generative impact of the government schemes. Employment generative government interventions tend to create a large number of fractional and informal employment. This employment is crucial as a social security net for employment and income augmentation during times of distress. So when you are jobless, it gives you employment. Total person days created can be converted into person years. You add the fractions. it will add to that many person years of jobs or employment in the economy. Unfortunately, economists pretend that this does not exist. The criticism often used against these schemes is low wages that may be inadequate for sustenance, but people tend to forget that people who are getting wages under, let's say, Narega are also getting conditional cash transfers, candidate cash transfers like food, free gas, free education, free health. So, what they get as wages is discretionary spending kind of money. Everything else is also coming to them. So we have studied total of 12 central schemes. Data on mandate generally has been sourced from the government dashboards. 260% days have been treated as 1% year. 160% days have been taken for constructing one house under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. This is a formula that was arrived at by NIPFC. 9 man-days have been taken for construction of one toilet under Swachh Bharat scheme, the independent household latrine that is being done. So here are the